kagemu karena bahagia.
Hai guys, welcome to my channel John Dandelion. Saya punya kesempatan yang baik waktu itu berjalan-jalan di studio tour Hollywood. Jadi saya akan memperlihatkan bagaimana kondisinya. Teman-teman akan bisa menyaksikannya dan saksikan bersama-sama.
Aquí hay que ponernos en el rinconcito, hay que esperar.
Then you would have been like a freshman.
What's in English?
It looks like the sun's starting to come out. It's a nice little thing to have in here. Maybe a little bit of rain, so obviously a little bit.
Driver represents a seat for the following track. Parents, do not attempt to board you or your children until we let you know it is safe to do so.
Please wait, folks. We are waiting for those air brakes to sound off. Do not cross. Do not cross yet, folks. We are waiting for those air brakes. Do not cross, folks. Not yet. Not yet. Okay, thank you, folks. Welcome aboard.
This is our wet.
No te ayudé, mamá, I'm sorry.
These are wet.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome aboard the world-famous Universal. So very quickly, if you're not already having a pair of 3D glasses, they look like this right here. Very stylish, very cool. Quickly raise your hands. One of our studio tour ambassadors can get you a pair. Now, you don't need to wear them just yet, of course. You only need them for King Kong 360 3D, as well as Fast and Furious Supercharged closed on March 10th. That's when it had its final ride, so you only need it for King Kong 360 3D. Now, by the way, if you look at the right-hand side of the tram, you'll see a little bit of the Universal Studios. Everyone standing in line, it's only polite after all, as we officially make our way out onto the Universal lot. Now, like I said before, my name is Trevor. I'm going to be your tour guide this morning as we explore the Universal backlot. Arguably, though, I'm not the most important person on board. That would be our driver, Wyatt, who's taking us around this morning. The tour. And be prepared, our tour today features loud noises, fire effects, and many water effects, so you may get wet. There are also sudden tram movements during the tour, so secure your personal belongings and hold on. Finally, for your safety and those around you, please do not use selfie sticks while you're aboard the tram. Alright, folks, with all that very well, link the theme park behind, and we're heading toward a real working studio. Well, over the years, we've produced television shows, commercials, music videos, and of course, movies. In fact, our legacy began back in 1914, and for over 100 years, many of our favorite films have been made right here at Universal Studios. And in fact, we're currently traveling down what we refer to as the Universal timeline. The posters that you're seeing to the right-hand side of the tram right now represent just a fraction of the wide variety of films that Universal Pictures has produced. Now, coming up on the right-hand side of the tram, you see the Universal Studios fire station, which, by the way, that's not a set. There's not actors inside. That's a real functioning fire station, because we here at Universal City are a real functioning city. In addition, we have a deputy station, we have medical services available, we even have our own zip code. Really, the only difference between Universal City and whichever lovely town you folks are coming from today is that Universal City is entirely dedicated to making films and televisions. That's what we're all about. Now, for the first part of our tour, we're taking a trip to the front lot. And the front lot contains all aspects of film production, including filming itself. In fact, coming up on the left-hand side of the tram, you're going to see a building where that filming will take place inside one of our sound stages. Now, specifically, that is sound stage number 12. And not only is it the largest sound stage we have here at Universal Studios, it's in fact one of the 10 largest sound stages in the entire world. And here's just a small sample of some of the films that have used sound stage number 12 over the years. We in Hollywood, we love using sound stages. First off, that's because they're 98% soundproof. With construction often happening a lot, trucks and trailers constantly driving by. For the most part, you won't hear any of that inside the sound stages. Plus, as you saw, you can build whatever you want, from the tiniest of obstacles.
No, but seriously, my favorite part of this lot is the talented crew who put it all together, from hair, wardrobe, makeup, set design, props, and transportation. Transpo! Yes! Yo, Transpo's the best. Yeah, they got the sweetest rides for us to play with.
Actually, speaking of, if we're gonna get a ride like this, we'd better go talk to Transpo now and let these people get back to their tour.
Yeah, that sounds good. As long as I get to drive.
No, not if I've got the keys.
Oh, man.
Thanks, Jabari and Ollie. Now, NBC Universal's television history goes back 85 years. Columbo, Coach, all filmed right here on Universal Lot. More recently, to the right-hand side of the tram, we have soundstage number 19. That was home to the television show The Good Place for 4 years. That show starred Kristen Bell, William Jackson Harper, as well as Ted Danson. Now, speaking of another Ted, to the left-hand side of the tram, you might recognize a certain teddy bear who's celebrating the fact that not only he has 2 movies under his belt named after him, Ted and Ted 2, but also a TV series also named Ted, which is a prequel to films. By the way, they are currently working on a season 2 of Ted for Peacock. Details are tightly under wraps. Of course, it's great to have that production, that whole cast and crew back here in the Universal Lot. Now, folks, to the left, very quickly though, to the left-hand side of the tram, we're passing some final sound stages number 25 and 26. These are some of our more recent ones. First used back in 2016 for Hairspray Live, which aired on NBC. And really, we've condensed a huge part of the filming process inside these sound stages, which is why
Take you away from your real life and sweep you up the beach. You can't literally does that. I mean, you're on board the ship, you're sailing to a lost island, you're encountering monsters and creatures from, prehistoric times. So I was thrilled when Universal invited me back to Skull Island, and it's great to have you along for the ride. Now, we have created this 3D immersive experience, so you're going to have your glasses ready. Don't put them on yet, but just have them in your hand because we're about to return to Skull Island.
before we return to Skull Island, folks, a brief reminder to please remain seated at all times. Keep your arms, feet, and legs inside the vehicle. In addition, if you are carrying any belongings with you, now is the time I recommend holding onto those items tight, as visiting Skull Island, well, sometimes can be a little bit of a bumpy ride. Now, very briefly, I'll turn things over once more to director Peter Jackson.
Not a monster, he is an incredibly majestic, ancient creature. He's a force of nature. He's old, he's wise, he's proud, he's fierce, and obviously he has a heart. The most important feature with Kong are his eyes. Kong's eyes are wonderfully expressive. They're full of emotion. His eyes are like a window into his personality and his heart. He's had an enormous number of encounters with his foes, the T-Rexes and the various dinosaurs on Skull Island, so he's been beaten up, scarred, chewed up, spat out.
An adventure awaits us as we head to Skull Island, so please remain seated and hold on.
Jadi ini yang nanti akan terpanjang ya.
That was projected on some of the largest 3D screens in the world that are 40 feet tall and over 180 feet wide. And it was done thanks to director Peter Jackson and the folks over at Weta.
There's no cuts.
Lihat, lokasinya kan.
Ada
Skull Island is where the cannons from. This ring
karena juga
represents
lagi ada syuting di sana.
where the screen is 10 meters away. We've been creating about 50 minutes of a feature film. That amount of visual information, that number of pixels, and presenting them to the audience. It's a hell of a ride.
A parking lot. I know, not everybody excited, guys. So I will say they do have a little bit of a base camp, an area of operations for filming, for production that currently has taken over the entirety of our Metropolitan sets. Unfortunately, I can't talk about that production, but our Metropolitan sets over the years have been used for such things like Transformers, directed by Michael Bay, as well as Captain America: The First Avenger. When you see Chris Evans running down 1940s New York, yeah, that happened right over there in our Metropolitan sets. Now, something you will be able to see a little bit more clearly to the left-hand side of the tram, two sound stages number 30 and 31, where they're currently working on season 27 of The Voice, which airs on NBC on Mondays.
Hey, what's up, Studio Tour? It's Kelsey Ballerini.
And I am John Legend from The Voice. Now we shoot our show right here in stage 31, one of the newest stages on the line.
These state-of-the-art sound stages allow us to bring our show to life, from the blinds, the lives, and everything in between.
Talking about the new voice coaches, even the new voice coaches.
You see that gorgeous face? We missed you, man. Go on.
I'm here to put these in there, buddy.
That was a big thing. So that's how it's going to be.
The Voice, Monday on NBC.
Syutingnya di sana.
Okay, folks, I can finally talk again. Thank you for your patience. I know that was a rather large, quiet zone. And please remain seated at all times. Keep your arms, feet, and legs inside the vehicle and hold on. Not for you folks, that happens in California. Please hold on. Folks, hang on. This might be the full one. Our attraction is inspired by the which opened on November 15th of 1974. It actually celebrated its 50th anniversary last year. It's our Charlie Heston, Richard Roundtree, and David Gardner. By the way, there was another disaster class this year. Big year for movies, folks. Now, at this time, we're already halfway through our tour, so a brief reminder to please stay seated during the entire tour. The studio is private property. If you drop your phone or just can't wait to use the restroom, pull the red cord to get my attention, and I will be back to assist you, but please remain seated on the tram at all times. Now, you know what, folks, I know it's a little bit of a cloudy day today, but regardless, I think right now is the perfect time to take a trip to the beach. And what better beach to visit than Amity Island? Might have heard recently about a shark problem. I'm sure by they're wrong, though. They've caught the shark. Security right now, in fact, is to... Uh-oh. Oh, no, folks, there's a shark in the water. There's a shark in the water. George is the guy. He's in there right now. Oh, no, that's George. George, quick, get out of there. There's a shark. Oh, no, George. That's a young thing in there. I see his guts, too. Oh. Great idea, Wyatt. Yeah, let's pull the tram forward behind this pier. There's that yellow barrel full of bait out in the middle water that'll hopefully distract the shark. Yep, sinking the bait! And have to talk with it. Tram!
Whoa! Yeah.
Okay, there's the shark!
Whoa!
And that, everyone, was Jaws. Jaws has been a fan favorite attraction since 1976, when the shark made its backlot debut. There have been a few different versions of the mechanical shark of the entire old Mexico set. It's over here where we have a weather demonstration for you to show you how exactly you create weather effects.
Lihat.
So it's a little bit of a cloudy day, a little bit earlier today, but hang on, it sounds like the storm's already incoming once more. Don't worry about like I said, it's all magic, that lightning that you're seeing, that thunder that you're hearing. Normally, in fact, we don't add sound effects until the post-production process. Just make sure, especially when we record our actors, we can hear them clearly. Now, as for the rain that just started pouring, no fancy technology involved. It's coming out of high-powered sprinklers. Gravity does most of the heavy lifting. Or heavy falling, I should say. Now, in addition, I see a couple of cameras and phones out right now. Who's recording, taking photos? You might notice this is very difficult to capture on camera. It never quite comes out as dramatically as you want it to. Well, because video is only captured at 24 frames per second, that's a little bit too slow to capture rain. So what we do to help with that, just a little bit, we would place backlighting to make the rain pop a little bit more. Oh, hang on, folks, looks like we have a flash flood. Flash flood, everyone, one of our oldest attractions for the studio tour, created back in 1968. Now, it has been used for filming as well. It was used for the music video for Lady Gaga's Judas, as well as the film Driving by Amity Island from Steven Spielberg's Jaws once more. Now, this gives me the chance to bring up director Steven Spielberg played a very important role in bringing Jaws to the studio tour. In fact, instead of me talking about it, I'll let the man speak for himself.
The Jaws ride was almost the inevitable result of the size of the box office when Jaws first opened in June of 1975. And that was really the first time I ever got involved in the creation of a ride. It was a great honor to be invited into a creative circle of tremendous...
gyrosphere from Jurassic World, as well as the Jeep Wrangler from Jurassic Park. Now, you might notice that the gyrosphere, even on the film it had glass, this version doesn't have any glass on it. Well, that's because glass would distort the image of our actors whilst they're sitting inside the gyrosphere, so we added it in during the post-production process. Now, in addition to the right-hand side of the train, you're going to see some Whoville vehicles from Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Now, those vehicles are so small, of course, we couldn't fit ordinary engines inside them. We actually had to place golf cart engines inside them instead, just to make sure they could drive around. And coming up on the left-hand side of the tram, that yellow Camaro right there, that's Bumblebee from Transformers. Yeah, notable celebrity be Bumblebee, everyone. Okay, well, I'm sure a lot of you have done a lot of walking around the park so far today. A couple of you might be fairly tired at this point, in need of a nap. Well, don't worry, I planned for that, as we're arriving now at the Bates Motel. Speaking of, I think that's Norman Bates right there.
Yeah, Norman Bates.
Wonder what he's up to right now. Well, no worries, I'm sure he'll help us get settled in just a moment. Hopefully no one minds sharing a room or two. Oh, hang on. Is that a dead body? I don't know about you guys, I'm suddenly pretty freaked out. I sure hope he doesn't spot us right now. Oh, wait, he noticed us. Hi, Norman, don't worry, we didn't see anything. We can keep on moving if you want. Sorry for disturbing you today. Oh, yeah, drive, right, drive! Folks, almost got Arthur. Okay, that nap is canceled. We'll just get a cup of coffee. Still watching too. For our next stop, folks, we're arriving at the set for War of the Worlds, which was directed by Steven Spielberg, Tom Cruise, and Dakota Fanning. The left-hand side of the tram, that plane that we're passing, that is a real 747. It wasn't decommissioned before it was used for filming. It was also extremely difficult to be transported down here to be used. Workers had to move the ceiling of the plane just to make sure it could fit under any overpass that went through. Once it finally arrived on the Universal lot, they were supposed to reinstall the ceilings, but director Steven Spielberg saw it and loved the look so much, he has to keep it as is. Here to tell you more is production designer Rick Carter, as well as director Steven Spielberg. The airplane crash site set is a perfect example of a set that is all designed around the vision of Steve.
To sit down and talk about the War of the World. I thought, what if the 747 goes down right in a big neighborhood? Because it's just something you don't see.
You're doing good. Thank you. Listen to me. Listen to me. I want you to close your eyes, okay? Now close. Robbie, get in. Get in.
At Universal, we've had the chance to work with a lot of phenomenal directors over the years. One of the more recent ones would happen to be Jordan Peele. Jordan Peele won an Academy Award for Best Original Screenplay for writing the film Get Out, which was also his directorial debut. And right now, folks, we're taking a trip to your set from this more recent film, from the film Nope. We're headed to Jupiter's Claim, and who better to tell you more about it than the man himself, Jordan Peele.
Movie magic only happens when a team of collaborators, often in the hundreds, work together to take an impossible notion and bring it to life. This is Jupiter's Claim, a nostalgic, small-time Southern California amusement park owned by former child star Ricky Juke Park. Over there, look into the winking well and have your picture taken just like the kids in that old 90s movie Kid Share. That's what this whole place is loosely based on. Remember that one? No? What? A little further down, you can see the brand new Star Lasso experience. Built to showcase an unbelievable new live show. It's not looking so live anymore. Anyway, Behind this Hollywood fantasy of a gold rush frontier town lies a sinister secret. It is smack dab in the center of a UFO hotspot. Welcome to the world of no.
Folks, coming up on the right-hand side of the tram right now, you might notice that massive blue screen in front of us. Now, that area, that's what we refer to as Falls Lake. Falls Lake contains a massive water tank that can be filled up to... Thank you, Mr. Spielberg, and thank you all for joining us here at the world-famous Universal Studio Tour. I hope you gained a certain appreciation and understanding about how exactly to make some of your favorite films and television shows today. To our past members, of course, a very special thanks to you for joining us today. If you're not a past member, head to Universal Box Office to see how you can upgrade today's ticket to an annual pass so you can come back again and again. Mark, please watch your step, and you'll notice bins marked for 3D glasses. Please drop off your 3D glasses in those bins. All that being said, on behalf of our driver Wyatt, myself, Trevor, and everyone here at Universal, we hope you enjoyed your exclusive behind-the-scenes Hollywood experience. As we say in Hollywood, folks, that's a wrap. Have a phenomenal rest of your day here at Universal Studios Hollywood.
Sejak hari itu kita janji setia, tawa jadi menu tiap harinya. Bukan coklat, bukan kue manisnya, tapi cinta yang bikin kita berisi rasa. Orang bilang hati yang gembira bisa sembuhkan luka, jadi obat jiwa.
Mungkin itu juga yang terjadi pada kita.
Berat badan naik tapi hati tetap ceria. Hei sayang, kita gemuk karena